Good morning, Suzanne Joy.
Good morning, Deborah Leanne.
I have like 1,000 things that I want to explore, but I'm going to open it up to you. Maybe you can help get to the quintessence, the essence of it all.
Essence of quintessence.
Yeah. I mean, which is everything, right? Um, there's a prayer that Richard Rudd does um, at the opening and closing of a lot of his invocations. And he calls in the angel of earth, wind, fire, air, and of quintessence, and gather the quintessence, how he closes the opening and then goes into the transmission. And may we gather the quintessence. And I like the fact that he compared it to the fifth element, which was one of my absolute favorite books of all time. And you can't find it anymore. It's not in print, but the fifth element. And also that he talks about the it's the essence of who we are, the essence of our being. And other cultures have called it chi or prana, and I think of that as breath. I don't think of it as being the connecting essence of all of our dimensional parts of our being. Um, but since it's the pulse this week, don't you have experience with this gene key? Isn't it part of you?
I do.
How do you experience it?
Mm. It's my evolution key. I believe that we make things more complex than they sometimes need to be. And I'm still distilling so much information, and because we're picking up data everywhere we go, wherever we are, and how to make it into a digestible, simple way of expression. And I was contemplating this morning the art of surrendering my human will to divine will
Carolyn Meese mantra from 30 years ago or so. Love that. Yes.
and releasing any need to either know, or like I think I know what's going on, or what I do understand is our divine nature, who we are as our quintessence, our essence, is divinely orchestrated and universally connected. Like we're all universally connected and expanding. So, whatever might be in discord or contraction is only making way for a newer, not even newer. And unknown is scary as all get out. So, um, can we sit with that? Can we be with our essence without having to know anything and being present to what is and loving right where you are? Because there is no future, no past. We're right here having this conversation, sipping this coffee, pontificating on, life and essence.
And something that, and I know I've listened to the audio transmission that Richard does for each of the keys many times because I've been trying to understand this word for the longest time. Quint, I knew was five, and essence, and I just was like, so it's all the essence, it's all of the elements, it's beyond all the elements, it's everything that holds the elements together. But in listening to it today, what struck me was when he spoke about the shadow and the shadow of complexity, or where we get into bumping up against something that's conflict or uh, too much of something, let's say. And how he said the shadow is the most beautiful place for us to go, huh, what do I need to slice away, take away to get to the truth of that? And I was replaying a situation in my mind about a conversation last night, and I was just like, how could I have done that differently? Not how could that person have done it differently, but how could I have responded differently, listened more, talked less? What could have been more simpler to create? And how would that shift the dynamics in that relationship if I simplified, cut away, let go of, release, whatever you want to use there? I feel like, and I've been playing with it. Like, what does that look like when I get into a situation where I can feel the tension? I either fight, my MO, or run. I don't know how to stand and hold the space to allow that person to be where they are, and for me to not to feel all that I'm feeling attacked, because that's where I go. I feel attacked. It's not what the person's doing. It's my feelings.
Right.
Anyway, I'm just asking in terms of, have you any experience? Because I'm still playing with how do I cut away my stuff to be simpler and more loving, to shift the dynamic, because it's in my power to do that.
Right.
I don't know why I think it's that person has to change.
No. But I think it's about getting honest, and even like what you were just mentioning, to have that self-awareness to be like, okay, this is a moment in which I'm feeling something. I may need to pause. I don't want I'm, I don't want you to feel like I'm bolting, but maybe take about 10 minutes and I'll come back and I can address you. Like honoring.
I've never done that. I've asked for the volume to lessen. I've asked for the tone to change so that we can continue. I've asked for these things, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But I have not said, this is not the way I want to be with you. And when there's so much anger and emotion going on, it creates a dissonance in my body. And it's that person's experience. I don't need to share in that.
Right.
But man, I go right into it with them. Like, let me just jump in the water with you. Oh, this is a mess. And then we can't get out. Then we're both drowning. So I want to play with what would be ways to shift that. I mean, now we can talk. It's easy to do now because I'm not having that dynamic with you.
Right.
And when I'm by myself, I have all kinds of imagination about how to be different. But in the moment, and I have been getting better about feel your feet, drop back in, come back in. I don't need to be over there. Come back in. I'm safe. I'm safe. I'm doing all this coaching. And then I'm like, okay, are you being present to her? Okay, wait a minute. How do I do that and be present to me?
It's an art.
Yes, as I'm learning. And you know what? I know how to do it with certain people now. Easier situations, shall I say. or maybe I've dubbed them as easier, simpler. But the more complex and the more at stake, I think that's a bigger thing. The more that this relationship means to me, the more difficult it feels for me.
Well, and owning that, like this is not feeling comfortable right now, and this is really hard. Maybe we take a 10-minute break. And
I've done that
it's
with other people and it works well.
right.
I haven't introduced that concept here because I feel like it would add to, oh, it's not my business to know what it would.
Exactly.
I know immediately I go to, oh, and then there's the abandonment and the da 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 da. And I'm like,
Right. This is just maybe what we're learning is just healthy boundaries, what you have bandwidth for. And that's not accusatory on anyone else. You're just honoring what you're capable of in any given moment.
yes, which I think because I know, because the more these last 5 years has opened us and expanded us and really allowed us to feel where our energy is, we now are going, hey, that's my space that you've just bumped up against. And I'm not so sure I like that. And how do I be with that? And how do I shift it internally so that the energy coming out is feels different to that person and they feel safe, they can calm down. I mean, I know that I have a lot of power there. And maybe that's the scary part, or maybe I haven't practiced it enough. I don't know. Our magic. Isn't it fun when we get to like go, oh, especially when it does work, which I'm
Mhm.
because I have experienced that in the last 3 days as well. So I didn't think about it being quintessence. But I feel like that's what we're playing with here. Um, and the the complexity that we are
Mhm.
is a choice to look at ourselves as complexity. I think if we look at ourselves as beautifully um, harmonic energies flowing in concert, maybe that's what meditation is for. But I mean, like the more that we go, oh, yeah, I am really, everything is beautiful and divinely perfect. All is well.
Right.
That's in my journaling every morning. And then I walk into the world and somehow I lose it, I think.
Hmm. Well, it's easy to, but I think that that's the grit. That's the rub that's polishing us to
Exactly.
come back to center and come back to remembering our universal connection.
Which is how I like the way complexity is described in the shadow of the gene key is that it's the, I love you said grit, but what was the word of, um, like it's the fire that's forging our truth of who we are. You know, um, there has to be that crucible that otherwise we would never change.
Exactly. So the other question, that we can just sit with is what would it feel like if we just allowed change and we didn't resist?
Because we felt safe enough and trusted in our support system and the divine that we just allowed it to be. And I know that's part of my role as a dancer of being to just, oh, dance with whatever music is showing up. And I can do that when I'm out at a party, but not in an everyday, oh, the traffic, oh, this, oh, that. oh, this discomfort or this person getting right up into my,
Well, I
how about
believe,
I say thank you? Oh, thank you for allowing me to
yes, thank
be here.
you. Yeah. Like there's all kinds of things that could knock you off center. Missed luggage or somebody having a bad day. I mean, it's like, what are you allowing into your unisphere? And it's almost like I think of it like a test, like your resolve of who you show up as.
I'm sorry I'm laughing. I mean, I typically laugh when something is so true that it just like strikes me deep. Um, it's not that it's, well, it is kind of funny if we look at the simplicity of it. Um, anyway, yes, agree.
You
I don't
want
know.
to you want to share the mudra?
Yeah, the mudra is so beautiful. So quintessence is five, and we happen to have five digits on our finger, on our hands. So in this, we take all of our fingers and touch our thumbs together so that everything is connected. I love that image. I'm going to probably start crying. It's so beautiful and potent, and I can feel it. And just allow yourself to close your eyes, unless you're driving, and really breathe into that connection. It's so simple. Interesting. My shoulders just dropped about an inch. There's nothing I need to fight or run from. All is well.
All is well.
You can't rehearse these things, I tell you. All right.
Well, till next time.
Take good
Much,
care, everyone.
much
Excellent.
love.